the people on the GoFundMe thing, and I had her read off the list of names.
Well, did you have this Francis boy that died? He lived in Cambridge. He's 41. So he graduated from Barnesville in like '99.
I was gonna say I came in 2000,
Okay.
so I would have missed it.
He had cancer real bad. I had his daughter in my class who passed away yesterday. So it was, one of those things. And I
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Barnesville Gymnasium. Tonight, the Shamrocks welcome the Caldwell Redskins. Caldwell coming in at 10-2, sitting in second place in the OHSAA. Shamrocks hanging on to the fourth spot in AAA. We're getting ready to tip off here, and the Shamrocks are going to get it first.
On the floor for the Shamrocks, Colton Hines, Tayson Starr, Kason Powell, Asa Geilinger, and Jeremy Hunkler. And for the Redskins, V.D. Lori, number 3, number 4, Tice DeVold, number 12, Jet Lori, 13, Matt Kowalski, and 22, Waylon Clark.
Powell's first drive, first attempt, didn't quite make it, but the Rocks scoop up the loose ball and are going to get a second chance. Geilinger wasn't real sure about that one, and it didn't go. Caldwell's going to get their first possession of the night, 7:22 into the first quarter.
Looked like Kason come flying in for that rebound, and Tayson was there for it, and the two of them kind of knocked it out of bounds, unknowingly.
Playing hard. That's BB Lori into Kowalski. Kowalski.
A little up and under.
It's the Redskins on the board. Hunkler to Hines to Powell. Shamrocks content to slow things down and make the Redskins play some defense, and they do. That's number 4, Tice DeVold. Hunkler handling the press, across the timeline to Tayson Starr underneath. Nice pass, but didn't go. Just a little too far under the bucket.
Yeah, Shamrocks have done a good job beating that press, but then they've just come up empty when they went up with the shot.
Tayson's had a couple nice cuts to the bucket, and they missed him the first time, got the ball to him a little bit late. Kowalski from the half spot. And the Shamrocks are not off to a good start, but that could change quickly if the Rocks heat up a little bit.
It is cold right now.
And the 2-3 against Caldwell, probably not a great option. And the Noble Countyans are hot. They've been turning up the heat down there in this snow day break that they've been on.
And we do have a packed house here tonight at Barnesville High School. Caldwell well represented here on the visitors sideline.
Yep, when you're 10-2 and second place in the OVAC standings, they're expecting good things. The last time the Rocks went down to Caldwell earlier in the season, came away with an 8-point loss down there, 64-56, but had led most of the way down in Caldwell. But Caldwell was able to turn things on in the fourth quarter and pull out the win. Maybe we'll see the reverse tonight.
Caldwell picking them up at half court. They let off that cut back on that full court press.
BB to DeVold, back to BB. Lori feeling comfortable.
Quick 12-0 run for the Redskins starting this first quarter. There's a quick foul.
The Redskins play a really physical defense. They'll wear you down, and you get off to a bad start, that only confounds your troubles.
And that foul was on Tice DeVold, his first, team first.
Almost looked like a 1-1-3.
Asa Geilinger with the little putback.
Lori to DeVold to Lori. Lori to Lori. Jet to BB. And the Redskins finally miss a shot. Shamrocks trying to take advantage. It's like a 2-1-2 at this point.
A lot of contact.
Yep.
Logan Dodd's going to check in for the Shamrocks. Tayson Starr's going to get a breather over on the Shamrock sideline.
Halfway through the first quarter, or approaching the halfway point of the first quarter, and the Shamrocks just not comfortable, and Caldwell getting real comfortable. Jet Lori into Clark. Clark in the land of trees gets bailed out with a foul.
Foul's going to be on number 14, Logan Dodd, for the Shamrocks.
Clark was in trouble down low, facing up against Geilinger. Bailed him out with the foul. But misses the first. Geilinger with the rebound. Out to Hines. Hines penetrates, dishes out to Powell. Powell in the corner in trouble, but gets out of it. Geilinger pulling the big man away from the bucket. Looking for a little give and go. Didn't get it. Oh! Gonna pick up the foul on the floor.
That foul's going to be on number 13, Matt Kowalski. His first, team second for the Redskins. Geilinger with a nice little head fake, got him up in the air, and there was nowhere else for him to go but right down on top of Asa.
Yep. They're going to give him a break.
Number 10, Alex Herlin checks in.
That definitely shifts the height advantage in favor of the Rocks. And Powell is going to get called for the walk.
Casey Carpenter checking in for the Shamrocks. Asa Geilinger going over to the Rocks bench.
Be an interesting matchup there between Alex Herlin and Carpenter, both freshmen. We'll see. Jet Lori from deep.
Looked like the Shamrocks switched the defense to a 2-3 right there. And Lori's on the wing. No one popped out to take him. It was a wide open three.
Caldwell's a little bit too hot to stay in the 2-3. They miss, but get the rebound. The freshman, Herlin.
Looked like that could have been a little bit of a travel, but no call.
He's a little bit awkward going in, but it counts for two. Powell with the drive, and a nice finish that time. BB Lori with the ball to Jet Lori. Carter Wielden, number 5 in the game, on top of the key with the ball right now. Back over to Jet Lori. Wielden's pass is tipped, but he collects it, kicks it to BB, and BB is off the mark. Hines to Powell. Miscommunication. Zigged when he should have zagged, and the Rocks turn it over.
Kaysen expected Jeremy to be up there at the top of the key, and Jeremy saw a lane, cut to the hoop, and the pass went into the stands over on the Shamrock side.
You know, the Rocks have been a little bit Jekyll and Hyde the last 8-9 games here, and unfortunately, the bad end has come out more than the good. Caldwell looking good here in the first quarter, having their way with the Rocks, and the Rocks turn it over. Timeout, Coach Hines.
The Shamrocks are just struggling against that the full court press the last 2 or 3 possessions. They made some substitutions, got some guys in and out, getting some breaks, and not doing well dealing with the pressure.
Well, and out of sync, when your shots aren't falling, you tend to not play real great defense. And the Shamrocks have been the victim of both.
And while we have a moment, we'd like to point out a couple of our sponsors for tonight's game. Barnesville Vision Center, located at 177 East Main Street in downtown Barnesville, Ohio. Dr. Melissa Leach. And our other sponsor for tonight is Flag Floors of Barnesville, located at 324 South Chestnut Street. Both of those businesses in beautiful Barnesville, Ohio.
And Coach Starr has already censored all my taglines for Flag Floors, but we'll shout out to Joe Hissam anyway.
Real quick, the Shamrock cheerleaders tomorrow will be competing in the Best in the State competition in Columbus, Ohio. And those cheerleaders include Belle Corder, Tate Spangenberg, Ava Sabutka, Maddie Skinner, Katie Rockwell, and Willow Wade. So tomorrow, if you'd like to go out and support some Shamrock athletics, you can watch the cheerleading competition in Columbus. Good luck, Shamrock cheerleaders.
Hines has got the ball, and he gives to Hunkler on the wing. Nice give and go.
And that was a tough shot for Starr. It was contested, but he got a good look.
Fell
just
off
did
the
in and
top
out
of the rim. Caldwell getting a little fatigued right now, not shooting quite as good, settling for a little lesser shots, but up 21-4, they can afford to be a little bit sloppy. We're approaching the 30-second mark. Shamrock's trying to look for a high percentage shot. Powell from the corner is off the mark. Jet Lurai collects it and hands it over to Bibi Lurai.
Say Caldwell's probably going to hold for the last shot in this quarter. They don't need to rush anything.
Yep. We're about to hit the 10-second mark. He makes his move. Jet Lurai was looking to get free in the corner. Bibi loses it. Hunkler comes up with it. Powell may have been fouled, not going to get it off, and that's going to be the end of the quarter. 21-4 after one. Definitely not the start the Shamrocks wanted to get off at home against a 10-2 Caldwell team. But the Shamrocks, again, the Jekyll and Hyde moments, hopefully we're due for the good guys to come out here in the second quarter, find a little bit of rhythm and flow and make some things happen.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to chip away, take good shots, get back, play really good defense, box out underneath, get the rebounds, and get some composure. You know, you're down 17, not where you want to be after the first quarter, but there's 3 quarters left in this game, and you just got to take 1 quarter at a time and work some of this, cut that differential down. First quarter stats, Bibi Lurai with 5, Tice DeVold with 2, Jet Lurai with 6, Matt Kowalski had 4, and Alex Herlin had 4. For the Shamrocks, Kason Powell and Asa Geilinger each with 2.
Well, both teams support veteran cast. 3 seniors start for both squads, so we'll see if the Rocks can collect themselves here. Hunkler going to inbound to Hines. Hines and Hunkler still trying to communicate some changes. Going to have a 1-4 set. Looking to get Hunkler the ball inside, and he picks up the foul.
That's going to be on. Yeah, DeVold's second. Third for the Caldwell Redskins.
But pretty fast first quarter.
Jeremy Hunkler is going to be shooting 2 foul shots here.
best way to, when you're having some scoring woes, is to get yourself to the line. And Hunkler's a pretty good foul shooter on the season. Hunkler gets both, and the Shamrocks pick up the first points of the quarter. Nice move by Beebe, and he's going to get fouled. Hines not happy with the help defense. A little flustered there.
Beatty had a good step to the bucket. Tayson Starr was there and needs to come over off of his guy and help stop that drive, and he really didn't, and it forced Hines into a cheap foul.
You got to recognize when you've got the best player on the floor taken to the hole, you need to come and help. And the Redskins get their first points at the charity stripe.
And on the floor for the Redskins, we have B.D. Lori at the line. Matt Kowalski's back in. Jet Lori, 22, Waylon Clark, and 4, Tice DeVold. Shamrocks with their starting lineup: Colton Hines, Jeremy Hunkler, Asa Geilinger, Tayson Starr, and senior Kason Powell.
Caldwell showing a diamond press. Rocks do a good job of breaking it down, finding Starr.
Very tough shot right there.
Shamrocks have picked up their defensive intensity here. Looks like the manning up to
little travel.
And enough pressure to make the Redskins uncomfortable enough to walk with the basketball. And they're back to this 1-2-2 looking press right now. Looking to trap here in the corners. Across the timeline they make it. Starr was open on the block again, but we couldn't get it to him. Hines' top of the key look no good. Lori, pull up jumper no good.
Tayson Starr skied up for that rebound.
Hines from the corner.
There you go.
He had that one dialed in. Plenty of time. No defender near him. Rocks need more of that.
That shot looked so much smoother. The one before just looked like he wasn't set, didn't have his feet underneath of him. That time he got a nice look in the corner and drained it.
And again, sometimes defense will lead to offense, but that time Lori drained it. Geilinger in the middle going to the hole. Will pick up the foul.
That foul's going to be on number 22, Waylon Clark, his first, team 4th.
Which they greatly benefited from that call. I think DeVold was about to pick up his 3rd. Well, I don't know how many fouls he got, but
I got Tice DeVold with 2 fouls.
2. But if he would have picked up another one there, that would have been shortened his night greatly if that would have been called on DeVold. DeVold is a junior, one of 2 that start for Caldwell. Beebe being the other. Kowalski in the lane, making a move, going up strong, a little too strong, and it comes off the rim. Hunkler wanted to pull the trigger, didn't. Powell comes up just a little bit short, front of the rim. DeVold on the drive, he's short.
Kason Powell with the rebound for the Shamrocks.
Like this pace a little bit more. And that one didn't find the right zip code. Beebe with the ball. Screen for Clark, the pick and roll. Hunkler.
Good defensive play by Jeremy Hunkler. They ran that pick and roll. He come off his guy, got in the passing lane, intercepted that ball, and saved it out of underneath.
Both teams looking a little fatigued here. Both teams will be happy to have a little break here on the whistle.
Asa Geilinger is going to be called on that foul for the Shamrocks. That's his first, team third.
Shamrocks seem a little more comfortable at this pace. They just need to get a few more shots to fall. Caldwell has cooled off considerably.
Alex Hurlin back in for the Caldwell Redskins. And for the Shamrocks,
Powell gets to take a break.
oh, Luke Detling, I'm sorry.
And the ball, second shot is good. 27-13 for just under 4:40 in the second quarter. Detling picks up 2. New man on the floor, they lost track of. Shamrock's defensive pressure initially seemed to be doing pretty good, but the Redskins able to wear down the Rocks defense and get a nice drive to the lane. Hines starting to warm up.
It's starting to heat up a little bit for the Shamrocks. They've cut that lead from 17 down to 11.
Yep. What the doctor ordered. The Shamrocks need to keep this pace up and continue to wear down the Redskins and hopefully start knocking down a few more of those threes. And this game could get a lot more interesting pretty quick.
A few other activities going on tonight. The junior high wrestling team is at Union Local for the Ohio Valley Championship. And tomorrow, if you're into bowling, and Lord knows I like bowling, Coach Pack, my favorite sports movie of all time happens to be Kingpin. You can go to the OBAC Championships at St. Clair Lanes and go out and support those Shamrock bowlers. And good luck to both of those teams.
Oh, and Chestnut Lanes ought to be open here soon.
I'm hearing probably March. Can't wait.
And the Redskins, the freshman, got his own rebound, saved the ball, but the Rocks come up with it. Detling from the corner, a little bit short. Geilinger underneath the bucket gets bailed out with a foul.
I think that's going to be on Kowalski. It could be his second. It is. Asa Geilinger's at the line. He's going to be shooting
Rocks
too.
Seem to have the Redskins a little bit winded here. This is prime opportunity to make the run. Let's see if
Carter Wielden's coming in for Caldwell, and Matt Kowalski's going to go to the bench.
Prime opportunity for the Shamrocks to make a run here before the half, and a lot of confidence would come back if we can cut this, get it under 10 going into the halftime break. And again, I think the Shamrocks defense has got them a little more on track on the offensive end. And Hunkler, that's good. We're down to 7.
I think Colton Hines got away with maybe a little bit of a walk, Eric, but
Hunkler was ready for that one. Just need a defensive stop here by the Shamrocks. Looked like maybe an extra step there. But when you look athletic, you get it. Beatty for 2. Hines was feeling it, but had second thoughts.
yeah.
Kind of a critical juncture here to get a good look, put points on the board, answer Lori's drive. Hunkler, the whirling dervish, out to Hunkler to Powell from the spike line, from the Doan Ford check mark.
That lead went from 17 to 6.
And all it took was a little bit of heat on the outside shooting. Lori forced that one, but the Redskins get a second chance. And second chances are usually deadly.
Jet Lori from the corner.
Hunkler with a drive, and he got whacked, but they're letting them play. Wanting to keep the action going. It was Lori to Lori, the freshman back out Lori to Lori. BB on top. Jet on the wing. Jet sets the screen, pops out, makes the drive, back into BB. And it did, I'd have to agree with Coach Hines, it looked like a travel. Referees not wanting to stop the action. And maybe that's a good thing because the Shamrocks are hot.
Kason Powell's starting to heat up. Had kind of a cold first quarter, but those last 2 threes look.
They said Jekyll and Hyde now.
Yep.
Caldwell looking a little out of sync here, trying to run the clock down, possibly hold for the last shot here as the Shamrocks have pulled within 7. Now it's 8, 36-28. Jet with the drive, the drop to the freshman, and the freshman gets fouled by Geilinger. Just a little bit too much, but 8.8 seconds was just a little bit early to go to the hoop. Shamrocks are going to get a chance.
And that's Asa Geilinger's second personal foul. Alex Hurlin's going to shoot 2. He's good on the first. Tayson Starr checking back in for the Shamrocks. Jeremy Hunkler's going to head to the bench.
The freshman good on both. Detling loses it, but lucky for him.
That could have been called a kick ball up here at half court. I don't think the officials saw it. The Shamrocks are going to take it out with 1/10 of a second.
Well, we were close to cutting it to under 10, but we'll take 10 points down compared to what was it at the worst there? We were down 17.
Yep.
So 10 definitely feels a lot better than down 17. And the Rocks have got to have a little bit of confidence heading into the locker room at halftime. If their shooting continues to stay as hot as they did there the last 2 or 3 minutes of the quarter, they can definitely have the potential to make a game of it here in the second half. Say Coach Starr is totaling up the point totals here to give you a breakdown of the scoring in the second quarter. A lot more difficult this time for the Shamrocks, who we had 4 points coming out of the first quarter, and 24. What do we have? We have 24 in the second quarter. So a lot more scoring for the Shamrocks, and so the Rocks did outscore Caldwell in that second quarter.
Yeah, the Shamrocks scored 24 in the second quarter to Caldwell 17. Currently at half, Colton Hines has 6 points for the Rocks. Tayson Starr 2. Kason Powell 8. Asa Geilinger has 5. Jeremy Hunkler has 5, and Luke Detling with 2. I have Alex Hurlin with 6 points for Caldwell. Matt Kowalski with 4. Jet Lori with 9, Tice DeVold with 5, and Beatty Lori leading the way with 14 for Caldwell.
Well, Coach Starr, what do you think the keys are here coming out in the third quarter for the Shamrocks to keep the hot hand on offense, but to hold the Redskins back? 17 is probably too big of a number in a quarter. If the Shamrocks want to get back in at the second half, they can't give up 17, 18 points a quarter and get back into it.
I totally agree, and I think they're going to see more of that full court press. You know, there was a stretch there where the Shamrocks really struggled. They'd break the press, and then they'd rush to the hoop and get up a shot. Probably wasn't the best look, but they were able to break the press. But then there was about a 3-minute stretch where every time that Caldwell had the full court press on, we were mishandling the ball, just not doing a very good job. So I think they should look to expect that coming out in the second half. But I just think that, as you saw there toward the end of the second quarter, our three-point shots started falling. Shamrocks looked like they were in rhythm and looked a lot better than what they did in that first quarter. They just looked like they came out a little bit lethargic, didn't have their feet underneath some shots, didn't have their legs underneath of them, and really just didn't look the best that I've seen them play this year. I mean, you know, they've had a few games in a row now that they've, you know, sometimes when you get, you know, something goes rolling the wrong way, it continues a little bit, and I think that second quarter was a bright spot. So hopefully if they can cut that lead from 10 to maybe get it down to 5 or 4 going into the fourth, they're in this ball game. They're not out of it by no means, but they just can't have Caldwell come out and have a big, you know, 10-point spurt or a 5-point, 6-point spurt without the Shamrocks being able to answer.
Coaches will stress the first 3 minutes of the third quarter as, you know, being key to determining some of the outcome of the game. A lot of times, whoever wins that first 3 minutes of the third quarter has got kind of an inside run. But we'd certainly like to thank our sponsors for tonight's games: Barnesville Vision Center, BVC. Visit BVC for all your eye care needs. Dr. Melissa and Zachary Leach take most insurances, treating eye diseases including glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy, and macular degeneration. But I think they're wanting to test my pronunciations here. BBC stocks over 2,000 glasses frames and provides all sorts of glasses adjustments and repairs. We prescribe contact lenses, and Dr. Zachary specializes in sclera contact lenses.
Yep.
I don't know. I think this was a challenge just to see if I could read the.
I think they're just trying to test my abilities with the English language skills.
I wondered why you handed me that list. The Flag Floors, delivering superior quality flooring solutions for over 30 years. Commercial and residential services, offering various flooring styles as well as kitchen countertops and cabinets. Look them up on www.flagfloors.com. But we certainly appreciate our sponsors bringing high school sports to all those at home, those with COVID concerns, those with weather concerns. It's nice to be able to bring those games to you and allow people at home to enjoy high school basketball. Tomorrow night, the Shamrocks are going to be on. We're going to be on here again tomorrow night, hosting the St. Clairsville Red Devils. St. Clairsville, the second place team in OVAC 4A standing, is 7-3 right now, and they are looking pretty good on the year. Should be a quality basketball game. So you can come out tomorrow night and watch the Shamrocks here at Barnesville Gymnasium, or you can dial us up on Strauss Films and watch it in the comfort of your own home, because we'll be on again tomorrow night thanks to our sponsors.
Exactly, and those sponsors can both be found in downtown Barnesville. Dr. Melissa Leach and the Vision Center is located at 177 East Main Street, and Flag Floors can be found at 324 South Chestnut Street. And if you enjoy this broadcast and you're sitting at home, don't forget you can always Venmo the athletic department by using the code on your screen while you're watching the broadcast. And we are delighted, Coach Pack and I are delighted to be able to sit here and give you our little bit of commentary during the game, and hope that you are enjoying it. One other thing I should point out, recently last weekend, the wrestlers competed at the OVAC championships in Wheeling, and Barnesville was the 3A champion. Individual placers were Dakota King, was the first place at 126 weight class. Griffin Stephen was fourth. Skylar King was second, and Aiden King third. And that was Griffin's third placing at OVACs. Of course, that did not happen last year due to the pandemic. So the 3 years that he competed, he placed all 3 years. And congratulations to that senior, and good luck to all Shamrock wrestlers. I know they're going to be coming up to a few competitions, and then I believe it's state duels, and then, of course, the state meet. So good luck to all those wrestlers, and keep it up. Lord knows I enjoy watching it, and I know other people do. So shout out to all those placers and the other weight classes who competed. Their points also helped the Shamrocks win that title.
Well, and tournament time is just right around the corner for all winter sports. The Shamrocks girls basketball team play Bridgeport on Monday. That'll be the last game before the OVAC cutoff, and then the OVAC pairings will come out Tuesday afternoon. So it'll be interesting to see who our girls match up with in the OVAC consolation round. A lot of times you get to see an interesting new opponent come to town, or get to travel someplace new that you haven't been to. So the girls having a little bit of a rough season, so we're looking at getting a competitive game or two here. As a lot of times the OVAC is able to match you up with somebody that's going to be a competitive game. And hopefully the trip won't be too bad when the OVAC does that Tuesday. The boys cutoff is next Tuesday, the first week of February, and pairing will happen on Wednesday of the week after next. And the Shamrocks are currently holding on to the fourth spot. Martins Ferry breathing down our necks for the fifth spot. The winner of that fourth spot gets the grand prize of going to go play River, who's 13-1. So for a lot of years, you can say it's more of a battle for fifth place, and teams are sometimes happy to maybe get a more winnable game. I certainly remember when we were in and faced undefeated Shady Side, and they were number 1 and we were number 4, and going down to state champion Magnolia. But you always want to be in the top 4 and have a shot. Yeah, and anything can happen. The Shamrocks have played Rivers twice this year, been on the losing end of both of those games, but there's familiarity there. And, you played them twice, anything can happen, and so hopefully we're able to hold on to that fourth spot, see River again, and my wife loves to say it's very difficult to beat a team 3 times in one season. So anything could happen there. And the Shamrocks are capable. Any given night, the Shamrocks would not be a tournament team I would want to draw, because if the Shamrocks are hot, you might be in for a long night. And if things get clicking and they can find the right defense, which sometimes, again, very Jekyll and Hyde on the year. Sometimes we look great, sometimes not so great. If we can find the right gear and keep it there for more than a quarter or two, the Shamrocks could be a dangerous team. Yeah. And one other thing going on tomorrow, the Shamrock swimmers will be competing at Steubenville for a regular swim meet. And if you're in Steubenville, one place I used to love to go when Alexis and Olivia swam was Naples Restaurant. You cannot beat a good Italian meal at Naples. So go up, watch the Shamrock swimmers, support them, and then grab something to eat before you head home. Well, and tomorrow night, St. Clairsville will be in town. I'm not sure the time. I think the JV start time might be 5 o'clock tomorrow. We'd have to, maybe we'll get confirmation of that. Somebody can double check and let me know. But I'm pretty sure there's an early start for the JV game tomorrow night. The first game tonight was a very entertaining game. The Shamrocks were able to pull out the win in the JV matchup here with Caldwell. Very physical game that came down to the wire, and the Rocks were able to pull it out with a 3-point victory. On the floor for Caldwell, starting this third quarter, B.D. Lori, number 3, number 4, Tice DeVold,
12, Jet Lori, 13, Matt Kowalski, and 22, Waylon Clark. For the Shamrocks, it's going to be number 1, Colton Hines, 4, Tayson Starr, 5, Kason Powell, 21, Asa Geilinger, and 23, Jeremy Hunkler. Jeremy Hunkler is wearing a good friend of mine, former jersey, Craig the Judge Circosta.
BB Lori muscled his way, wouldn't be denied the last time down, getting a little handsy on the defensive end. But
of course, my friend Craig gave himself his own nickname in Barnesville. Everybody has a nickname. Usually someone else gives it to you. And somehow he got away with just giving himself that one. So I kind of let it slide.
Good if you can do it. Powell is good from the top of the key. And that's got the Shamrocks under 10. Caldwell trying to break down the defense and does. Kowalski flushes it home.
That had a little emphasis on the end.
Yeah, he put a little extra kick on that. Hunkler leaves his shot a little bit short. Duvall with the drive over to Jet Lori. Jet Lori had checked the weather and had clear sailing as it went in. Both teams very capable of lighting it up and putting points on the board in a hurry. Starr being patient with the ball. Hines trying to break down the Caldwell defense. Man to man.
The Shamrocks just need to stay in control of their emotions, stay in their offensive scheme, work the ball around, get the best shot they can, not get rattled. You know, Caldwell's come out, the little spurt right off the bat. We just need to stay in our offense and do the things that we do well.
And Barnesville ran a good offensive set there. Got a pretty decent look. The double team doesn't work out for the Shamrocks. Kowalski to Duvall. Duvall gets hung up on the inside. He's going to hand it off to Kowalski. Kowalski on the block for a day and a half in the paint. Gets it in. Powell.
Kowalski used the shoulder to clear some space right there, and some fans were not happy with that.
Caldwell wanting to slow things down a little bit here. Run some offense. Rocks would like to see the tempo get picked up a little bit, but miscommunication, and they allow Kowalski to flush another one. Shamrocks have got to get something figured out on defense. Shamrocks spreading the floor, and confusion and disrupted rhythm continues, and that's going to get a timeout as Caldwell has pushed the lead back out to 16 here and did it pretty effortlessly there, and have had 6 to 8 of their points from 2 feet away. 2 of them coming on dunks from Kowalski.
The first time, you know, the Shamrock defense didn't adjust. The second time, it looked like Kowalski's guy went over to help. The backside help was not there, and it was just another go up and throw it down.
You gotta guard the big man on the block, and when you don't, he's going to make you pay. So the Shamrocks have got to come up with a better defensive strategy. And you know, up tempo has definitely been to the Rocks' favor, but you know, it's a fine line of up tempo and staying under control. When the Rocks find that up tempo under control here, they're lethal. But when they don't, they're lethal the other way.
Yeah. Shamrocks had Casey Carpenter check in during that timeout, and Asa Geilinger is back over to the Shamrock sidelines.
Be Caldwell basketball. Jet Lori.
Braden Willis checks in for the Redskins.
tell they were wanting to throw over the top to BB.
Oh, check that. Alex Harlan. I'm looking at the wrong score sheet.
Harlan, the freshman, who's pretty impressive in the warm-up, he's going to get whistled for the foul. He a little too much on the. They left the plow down on the snow plow there.
That's going to be his first.
But he was impressive in the warm-up. Duncan in warm-up. Coach Crane was getting on him, telling him to stay off the rim. And reminded Coach Crane it's nice to have those guys that can get up there and hit the rim. Hunkler's he tippy-toes into that one. Knocks it home for 3. We need more of that and less of this. Up. He miscalculated. Clark miscalculated got it over the top of the rim there. And the Shamrocks with another chance to cut into the lead.
They ran that pick and roll in the first half several times with success. Shamrocks, when they're switching and they're not doing a very good job picking up the pick, the guy who's setting the pick, it's turning to the hoop.
DeVault knocked it away from Powell. Hines comes in to knock it away from DeVault and got on top of the basketball there. A little bit scary for a couple seconds, but Hines is going to walk it off. Got 3 high here with the common theme of the float out to either BB or Duvall. Duvall has time to check the weather and makes it rain. Tippy toe, not good that time.
Good hustle by Tayson Starr. And then Tice DeVold gets called with cheap foul.
Going to give the Rocks a second chance and see if the second chance can.
I've got 3 on DeVold. He's going to go to the sidelines for Caldwell. And number 5, Carter Wielden's going to check in.
Caldwell playing man-to-man, but packed in the defense. Clark locked in on Hines, didn't see the loose ball, and Hines is able to come up with it.
Logan Dodd's checked in for the Shamrocks.
Dodd had a good game in the JV affair. Helped the Shamrocks pull out the 3-point win. Ooh, Powell
good follow by Kason Powell.
Nice rebound. Hines is Hunkler is just a little bit short. Beebe trying to make the move, pulls up, fades away, leaves it about a foot short. But right where Carter Wielden was hanging out underneath the bucket. I don't know if that goes down as an assist or what, Coach, but ended up being a pass to Wielden. Powell from deep, and he gets it.
I think he was in the 614 area code because that was from way outside.
Way out.
Shamrocks with a little bit of pressure this time on the Redskins, bringing the ball up.
Wielden, freshman, number 5, handed it off there to Beebe. Beebe backs it out and makes his move into the lane, and he's going to get fouled.
That's going to be Colton Hines' second. Asa Geilinger's coming back in. Casey Carpenter's going to head over. I will say the greenhouse has a pretty good turnout tonight for the Shamrocks.
They were rocking in the JV game. And
I'm not sure what the
from the concession stand. Looks like you got a good haul out of the concession stand.
I'm not sure what the theme is over there, but whatever it is, it works for them.
It's a ruffian night, I think, over there.
Ruffian night.
maybe the Somerton Ruffians, I don't know.
I thought they were the Ridge Runners.
They were the Ridge Runners, but this is a whole new look. This got an urban feel to it.
B.D. Lori good on both foul shots for Caldwell.
Powell almost drugged the pivot foot, but they'll let him get away with it. Rejected, and Caldwell's got it.
A lot of body contact on that shot and rebound, but that looked like a good block.
referee's reluctant to stop play, whether it's a walk or a foul. There we get a whistle.
That's going to be on number 22, Waylon Clark. His second for the Redskins.
Definitely not wanting to stop the action here. And both teams have been guilty of some extra steps and fouls that haven't got called. But Powell running into Lorai.
I think Lorai needs a saddle. He was riding him up the sideline right there. He's going to pick up his first.
The Redskins, in a little tighter called game, could have been in foul trouble. And BB's asking the referee for instruction on how to avoid that foul. Hines directing Geilinger. Geilinger to Hines. And he was in rhythm and picks up a 3. Cuts it to 14 with under a minute to go, third quarter. Nice move by BB, but gets himself too far underneath the hoop. Nice transition. Hines to Powell. Powell gets rejected.
He timed it perfectly.
And the Shamrocks are going to get called for the foul. Geilinger, I think, is going to pick up that one. And Clark is going to get an inbound to BB with just under 36 seconds. Oh, no, they didn't get it. Didn't get it, and they're going to go too late now. He was already in. Now the Shamrocks get pressure up. Caldwell didn't get their sub in. It's Wielden, a freshman, over to Lorai, who's a senior. And he puts a little too much mustard on that one, and it's into somebody's hot dog over here in the stands.
Number 25, Josh Moni's checking in for Caldwell. Kowalski's going to go to the sidelines and get a breather.
Hunkler inbounds to Hines, and that's always hated when they caught the ball that close to the timeline. And Powell is fouled.
It's going to be on Jet Lorai, his first.
Coach Crane is not happy with his defense. And what is Lorai, what has he got on the, it's only showing one on the board.
Yep, both Lorais with one foul piece.
Powell from, might have been the 304 area code. In and out, and the Shamrocks are down 14 heading to the fourth. So didn't cut into it.
No, it actually extended it by a couple points. Shamrocks were outscored 18-14 that quarter.
Yep. And again, 18 is not a number you want to be given up to Caldwell. You need to hold them probably in the 12 to 14 point range per quarter if you're going to get much of a chance to make a run on them. So the Shamrocks got an uphill climb here coming here in the fourth quarter. This, again, a shout out to our sponsors, Flag Floors and Barnesville Vision Center, who are bringing you this high school basketball game tonight. You can tune in again tomorrow night to watch the St. Clairsville Red Devils.
Yes, once again, this broadcast is brought to you by Barnesville Vision Center, located at 177 East Main Street, and Flag Floors of Barnesville at 324 South Chestnut Street. Support local businesses that like to support youth athletics.
And we start the fourth quarter off. Hines has the basketball for the Shamrocks, looking to cut into this 14-point deficit. The Shamrocks spread the floor and do the dribble handoff. Hines, nice pass to Hunkler on the inside, but Hunkler is a little too strong and it comes off the rim. Jet Lori on his way to the hoop. He's rejected, but
Kowalski's there on the follow.
Cleans it up and gets the first 2 points of the quarter. Hines dribbles to the left.
Tayson Starr.
Starr gets the bucket, and the Shamrocks are going to call timeout and think about things here a little bit. Down 13, 7:16 into the fourth. The Rocks are certainly capable of getting hot and making this a ball game. And being on the home floor, you gotta give the Shamrocks a little bit of credit, and Caldwell, if you could get them to tighten up, could get interesting real quick.
Yeah.
But Caldwell definitely going to want to come out, spread the floor, break things down, and if they're able to keep beating us back door or miscommunication 2-footers, it's not going to tighten up. Rocks are going to have to get it done on defense, and I don't know. Our best defense has been the sticky man, but that's also gotten us into trouble.
Yeah. I just think the Shamrocks, we got to keep working on offense, but when we've applied pressure, they've had a little bit of trouble handling that. They've had some turnovers and mistakes, and it may be what we have to do is just, lock down man-to-man defense, do some full court pressure here, and try to force some turnovers.
You might like to see a little half-court trap or something here, but it's awful hard after you get into the half-court trap, to come back and play man. And so, it's just a difficult thing to pull off, to go from a zone press, and you're down 13. You're pretty much forced to play man. And Caldwell is going to be content to try to spread the Rocks out and eat up the clock. Yep. Oh my. Loose ball squirts free. Tayson had it. Tayson didn't have it. But the Rocks get it back, and Geilinger finishes it for the Rocks.
Good hustle down the floor for Asa, filling that lane, and Jeremy turned, looked up, there he was. Boom, nice easy layup.
Well, and sometimes when teams are trying to just eat the clock, that's when they have problems. And that last turnover might have been one of those instances. They missed the layup opportunity, and the Shamrocks got a chance to get within 10. Powell forces it up. I'm not sure who's going to get it on the loose. It's a loose ball, and so Hunkler is able to corral it. Powell gets it, and we're within 8.
That leads down to 8. Single digits for the Shamrocks.
And plenty of time. Caldwell will abandon looked like an extra step there too. Caldwell will abandon this slow it down style. Jet Lori not good from the wing. The ball looked like he had an extra step in there, but no call. Kaysen Powell and Starr battling for the rebound. Knock it out of each other's hands, and Caldwell comes up with it. This is some bad luck there.
Yeah, Shamrock rebound, the two guys fighting over it, and loose ball. Kowalski's right there,
Scoop
up
and
and
score,
then.
yeah. That's a hard one to take after playing hard, getting your chance to be down 8 with the ball. Two guys touch it, and the other team scoops and scores. Hines across the timeline, down 10, approaching the 5-minute mark. Hunkler follows his own shot. Oh, and Geilinger got shoved, but no call. And the Rocks hustle after and contain it. Lori
Going to pick up his second.
reaches in, and he wasn't happy with the call, but when you're slapping in there, it's just a matter of time before you pick up the call. Caldwell wants to talk about it at the 4:59 mark, and at down 10, the Rocks seem to have the momentum though, and Caldwell is going to need to change gears here to keep the Rocks at bay, because Shamrocks definitely look like they're ready to make a ball game of it.
Yeah, and during this timeout, Caldwell's going to bring in number 5, Carter Wielden.
And Caldwell, you know, showing some signs of frustration, signs of some wear and tear, and the Rocks' confidence improved there. Cut in the lead here and make another little spurt. It's going to get real interesting with under three to go. If the Rocks can get a little push here in the next 2 minutes. This the front end, but a good sign that the Rocks are into one-on-one this early in the quarter. And Barnesville still got 4 fouls to give before Caldwell is in the one-on-one. Duvall, looked like he might have taken an extra step, but no.
A lot of guys slipping out there.
Well, and Duvall likes to change his pivot foot. Sometimes he's got the dribble, sometimes doesn't. Kowalski followed that one in.
A big follow, rebound, flush.
And
couldn't have timed it up any better.
Third or fourth dunk on the night has definitely hurt the Shamrocks on the inside. Hines from the corner, a little bit short. Rebound, Caldwell.
But that's just the skill of a good rebounder. I mean, he saw the shot going up. He filled the middle of the lane. There was no Shamrock there. And he was there for an offensive rebound. It just happened to be a flush.
Yeah, well, and you can feel the air has kind of went out of Barnesville a little bit. The big man taking control of the game. Shamrocks really need a bucket here. Down 14. Hines surveying things over to Powell. Powell has it knocked away, but he recollects it. Detling to Hunkler, top of the key.
Kaysen with a good rebound.
And just a little bit short, and he's going to get whistled for coming over the back, but not a bad foul there. Rocks are forced to take some chances here. Foul when they don't score. The Rocks pretty much in a must score every possession kind of situation here. And must stop situation here. Approaching the 3-minute mark, down 14. And the gamble doesn't pay off. Kowalski is going to get either his 4th or 5th dunk in the night. Powell from the wing leaves it a little short, and the Shamrocks are definitely
just a little out of sync.
Rushing things a little bit, and sensing the urgency of being down.
Mason Powell's working hard. Nice drive to the hoop, turn around, little jumper.
There. Shamrocks, no quitting the Shamrocks, they're playing hard.
Oh, Luke Detling, quick hands right there. Asa Geilinger's checking in. Tayson Starr's going to get a breather. 2:26 to go. Shamrocks need a defensive stop right here.
And Jet Lorai making his move. Trying to get a little 2-man game going down below, but kicks it back out to the Vault. The Vault's going to drive and lay it in. (68-52). Shamrocks a little bit of a weave. Powell from 3 feet behind the line, off just a little bit. Oh, man, there was a reach on that one, but no call. Powell from deep. Hines collects the rebound. Hunkler Third time's the charm. And the Shamrocks.
Caldwell's done a very good job of timing up Shamrock shots and going up with the shot and blocking. I think they have 5-6 blocks on the night. All of them have been clean, not like it's been a hack.
Yeah.
They've just timed it up perfectly. They're long underneath. They've got some athletic guys under the bucket, and they're able to do that, you know.
The big guy for Caldwell, Kowalski, has changed some shots up and been a big difference in this game. And pretty much the dunks have been maybe the difference. You take those off the board, we're maybe in a 3 or 4 point game.
Yep.
Minute 36 left in the fourth. Caldwell looking to go 11-2 in the year and solidify their second place standing in the OVAC race. Rocks trying to hold on to the fourth spot in 3A. Trapped by Hines and Hunkler and gets a little too handsy. And we're going to get a foul call on the Shamrocks, but we're still not in the 1-on-1 yet. Just the 15 foul on the Shamrocks.
And they gave that foul to Colton Hines, number 1, his third. Shamrocks' 5th team foul.
Well, that Carter Wielden had the ball there for a second, the freshman. The freshman would have been the guy to foul, or the guy to pressure, but he was able to get the ball back out of his hands pretty quick. But that's a situation you got to recognize. You got a freshman on the floor there. Get the pressure on him. If you can't get the turnover, you want to get the foul on him. But we're still two fouls away from the 1-on-1, and not a good situation. That if you're down 13, probably should have hacked and whacked a little bit more.
Yeah. Put Caldwell on the line, make them earn their points there. Anything can happen. Miss the front end of a 1-on-1.
Yeah, certainly would have dialed up the defensive pressure a little bit more. Couldn't have hurt. But this is one of those woulda, coulda, shoulda games that Shamrocks are going to look back on and say we had our chances and just didn't make the most of our opportunities. But there's Caldwell. They're going to move to probably 11-2 on the season, but Shamrocks, easily could have been right there with them. And that saga has continued here on this would be about a 9 out of 10 game slide here for the Shamrocks. But again, like we were saying earlier, the Shamrocks could be a tough tournament team. And
oh yeah,
pick up they've got some real winnable games coming up, and they need to get those in order to get seeded a little bit better, and perhaps maybe host a sectional game instead of being on the road. That's a big difference.
Colton Hines picked up his 4th foul there for the Shamrocks, and they're going to bring in Luke Detling. Asa Geilinger is going to go out. It's probably a situation where Asa's carrying 4 fouls too. They can't afford to have him foul out.
Morai Beatty is definitely not the one you want to foul. You want to force the ball into somebody else's hands.
Number 12,
Beatty
Luke Detling
has been shooting an unbelievable percentage on the year.
4 for 4 right now tonight, and that last foul was on Luke Detling, number 12 for the Shamrocks. Beatty's going to go to the line.
But anybody but Beatty in these 1-on-1s is what you want. And he, on the year, has not missed very many. That one.
You rattled that one around. Yeah.
Almost rattled out. I was trying to jinx him there.
You were almost successful.
The second one is good as well, and the lead is back to 15 with 1:17.
Should give a shout out to Mrs. Angie Hanna, Superintendent of Barnesville Schools, and the Barnesville Exempted Village School Board for allowing us the opportunity to sit here and have Strauss Films broadcast this games to you folks enjoying it at home or at a friend's house.
Yep.
Thank them. And
Well,
also, once again, thanking our sponsors, Barnesville Vision Center and Flag Floors of Barnesville.
And when you're out in our local businesses that support local youth, make sure you tell them that you appreciate that they sponsor these games, and you look forward to seeing high school sports, and you're glad that they sponsor these activities.
Shamrocks, I was going to say they made that substitution change again, taking OHSAA out with those 4 fouls and bringing Luke Detling in, a little quicker hands, a little quicker feet. See if we can force a steal or a turnover.
Oh. There was another, he thought he was going to zig, and he zagged. And so Tayson's going to pick up a foul. But again, not the guy you want to foul. If you want to face guard somebody, it would be the guy that's about to shoot these 2 foul shots.
And Beatty Lorai, I can imagine, is going to have the ball in his hands every possession until that clock runs out.
Yep. They need to find somebody to face guard him and not allow him to get the pass. Force the ball into somebody else's hands. Oh, he missed
a
one.
Rare miss. He is 6 for 7 on the night.
Yep. Tayson with the pass to Hunkler. Hunkler with a drive and a score. Caldwell in no hurry to get the ball inbounds here. We're under a minute, and they're going to throw deep. Geilinger. Yep. His shot is tipped, but lands on the shooter, and he's going to get the call.
It was a clean block, but a little too much body on that coming through to get up to skying up to get that on Tice DeVold, and they're going to call him with his 4th foul tonight.
Can't knock the shooter down and get away with it very often. Yeah.
Jeremy Hunkler's going to get to shoot 3 free throws.
Have a chance to get it within 3 possessions with 30 seconds to go. This could cut it to 8. Shamrocks sub in. And how many timeouts? So the Shamrocks are out of timeouts.
I can imagine it's going to be a quick foul here.
Yep. Well, you don't want to foul him. You let him, make him pass it. Make him pass it. Don't make him get a 10-second call. Do not foul him. He did not want to give up the ball, and that had to be close to a 10-second call because there were 30 seconds on the clock, and now there are 20 seconds on the clock.
Just like in the NFL, when they snap the ball and everybody complains, but the referee has to look down and see it snapped and look up, and you always get that extra second. It was close, but he
not going to give up the ball. He wanted to shoot those foul shots.
And he was clearly trying to call for a timeout. He looked at the ref twice, and the guy on the other side of the floor saw it and awarded the timeout to the Redskins.
Yep. And, you know, that's heads-up basketball. Smart decision-making there. When you shoot the percentage that he does, he's the guy you want at the foul line, and he wasn't going to give up the basketball, which almost led to a 10-second call in the backcourt.
One little thing posted today on Barnesville's website, the Shamrocks 2022 football schedule. They will be playing Buckeye Local at home at Buckeye Local, then travel to Meadowbrook, have Buckeye Trail come to Shamrock Stadium, on the road versus Shady Side, and then River. Second half of the schedule has Worthington Christian traveling to Barnesville. Then we're at Toronto, at Monroe Central, and then home against Shenandoah, and finishing up with Union Local, and that last game is scheduled for October 21st. So looks like a nice schedule for the Shamrocks football team.
Oh, and there's going to be a whistle before the inbounds. There's might be a way.
Call Luke Detling on a little bit of a hold right there.
Yeah. Well, and that might not be a bad strategy on how you don't let the clock run and you get somebody else to shoot the basketball besides BB. You foul them before they can inbound it. But 3-possession game here, 20 seconds, no timeouts for the Shamrocks. 2 timeouts for Caldwell. The Shamrocks have all the 3-point shooters on the floor right now.
Jet Lori's good on the first.
Still 9.3 possession. This would get into a 4-possession game if he gets it, and he doesn't. Dodd gets the rebound.
Shamrocks are going to push it up the floor and look for a quick shot.
They've got to get it in the air, and they need the 3. Powell gets
it.
But we're under 10 seconds, and Caldwell is in no hurry to rebound or inbound. And the Rocks get it to 6, and you have that feel that, you know, another 2 minutes and things might have gotten interesting, but the Rocks waited a little too long to get hot, and Caldwell was able to be patient, run the clock out, hit enough foul shots down the stretch. You know, those are big foul shots that last minute, you know, proved to be significant. And, you know, if you miss those, that game would have been real tight at the end. But definitely, you know, Jekyll and Hyde quarter again. The Shamrocks get hot, get cold. They make a nice run late. They outscored the Redskins in that quarter 23-15. And so an 8-point advantage for Barnesville. We've got the scoring totals coming up for you. Coach Starr is
for the Caldwell Redskins. I have B.D. Lori with 20. Tice of Old had 10. Jet Lori 13. Matt Kowalski with 18 and I think 5 dunks. And Carter Wilden with 4 and Alex Herlin with 6. For the Shamrocks, I had Colton Hines with 11. Tayson Starr 5. Cason Powell led the way with 24. He really came on that second, third, fourth quarter. He was a little dry, but the Shamrocks as a whole were dry that first quarter. Cason nailed 5 3-pointers for the Shamrocks. Asa Geilinger had 7, and Jeremy Hunkler with 16.
Shamrocks.
And Luke Detling with 2.
Shamrocks come up 6 points shy at home here against the Caldwell Redskins. Redskins move to 11-2 on the season, solidify their second place standing in the OVAC 2A race. The Rocks will face St. Clairsville tomorrow night. Check on the early tip time. I still hadn't got a confirmation on early tip time, but I think 5 o'clock. They just confirmed at 5 o'clock tip time for the JV game, so that means we'll be on a little earlier tomorrow night against St. Clairsville. And St. Clairsville is another talented ball club coming in 7-3 and holding on to the second place in 4A. So a win against them would do wonders. And, you know, if the Shamrocks could get on a little bit of a run here, knock somebody off like a St. Clairsville, they could maybe move up into that third seed spot. And Belair's ahead of us in the OVAC standings right now. We split with Belair, you know, close game the last time around, and they were able to pull out a 2-point win. We went down to Belair and had, you know, a double-digit win. So we'd definitely like to get a third shot at Belair, but if we can pass Belair by, you know, you might end up with Lindsley in that OVAC Final Four. But the Shamrocks are going to have to fix this Jekyll and Hyde or find the right mix of Jekyll and Hyde to finish one of these games off and pull out a win here so they can get into the OVAC Final Four.
And like you said, it's a quick turnaround tomorrow night, so you got to get home, get rested, maybe have a morning shoot around, you know, get up, get moving, and get back here and right this ship to stay in that, at least in the 4th spot for the OVAC tournament and have a chance at the OVAC, you know, title, and then take that success and roll into the playoffs, which end up, you know, happening soon after. So,
it's close to crunch time.
Yep.
And,
well, we look forward to having all you folks back here tomorrow night. You'll be stuck with Coach Pack and myself again. and hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. And once again, support those local businesses, Barnesville Vision Center and Barnesville Flag Fullers of Barnesville, both located in downtown Barnesville, Ohio. And thank you to those sponsors.